Hi guys, in this next section, we're going to go ahead and use a copper braid to connect the P groups on the top. I already did the bottom, I did this one, so I'm going to just go ahead and connect a strip of this just over it. I'm going to solder this, and 4 points here. Now before you do it, apply some solder on here. Sorry for the angle. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply a little bit of solder on the bottom. Alright. So the camera angle is not that great here. Alright, I'm going to put on the two ends. I'm going to put it somewhere in the right next to it. Just nice little bit should do. Have to overdo it. Don't make it too thick. You're going to end up with something super thick. Alright, soldered there. And then for soldering on here onto the nickel strip on top of the cells, you want to scratch off some of it. So just go ahead and use a sandpaper and try to scratch the top of this here a little bit. Okay. And you can apply a little bit of flux if you want. I don't think it's completely necessary. And go ahead and apply a little bit of solder on the contact points. That way when you put the copper braid on there, it's just going to go on there nicely. Alright, just a little bit everywhere should do. Nice flat solder like that works actually really good. Sort of just try to make it a little flat as possible. Over here too. Over a little bit more. Yeah. Okay. Just a little bit of tab will do. And we're going to actually align it because this copper braid. Now, another thing why we're using copper braid, because we're using Samsung 30T. These are rated for 35 amps maximum. You can do like 30, but for this battery pack, in order for it to last long, I'm not going to do more than 20 per cell since it's a 2P. That's 40 amps. The copper braid, this is a 1/4 inch. Optimal current is about 40 amps, but it can do 60. You can do up to 80 before it gets hot. So this is plenty to transfer that energy of 40 amps that I'm going to use. And that's going to be safe. So that's why I'm using this. Now go ahead and align it because this thing doesn't align that well. And just go ahead and use some masking tape. And just sort of align it before you start. That way you end up with a very straight copper wires. So I'm just going to go ahead and align it like this. And also I'm going to go ahead and align this last baby over here. Alright, and then I'm going to go ahead and work on this guy. Go ahead and use like a plastic tool or maybe like a end of an ice cream stick or something. And go ahead and just heat it up until it goes flat. And it solders on there with the contacts. Let it dry. Alright, that's nicely on there. And then go ahead and move the tape. Because the solder, the whole braided copper wire will heat up the other side. So that's why you want to sort of heat it up. And this next side, I'm going to go ahead and melt the solder underneath. And let it just get in there real nice. Alright, don't go too long, then the battery might heat up too much. Alright, once that's nicely in there, I'm going to go ahead and move this tape, next one over, and I'm just going to lock it down so it doesn't heat up and move while I'm doing the next one. Next one I'm going to go ahead and also solder through there. I'm going to wait till it melts. Sort of press down on it a little bit. Basically in there. There we go. Just go sort of press down and let that get in there. And then the last part, we're going to go ahead and place it right over the last one. And if you don't do it like this, sometimes the braided tin copper wire will get everywhere. So this way you can align everything the way you want to and then hold it down. Okay, when that's done, got a nice, take it all out, nice solder copper tin wire that's connecting the two P groups. Right, yeah, that's solid on there. And then if you're paranoid like me, I would actually suggest putting some Kapton tape, or in my case, I'm going to go ahead and use the what is this tape called? The fiber tape, filament tape. I like this filament tape because you can really cut it into small pieces like this and really be able to customize. Right, cut it into small pieces. 2, 3. And we're going to put an additional layer of protection for the copper wires, even though they're soldered pretty good, just in case there's any kind of impact, collision. So I'm just going to go ahead and really just tighten these solder points down so there's no chance of them coming off, even in heavy accident or impact. And just make sure you don't cover the tab for the battery balancer. Alright, that looks pretty good. I'm gonna just really just take it down. Alright, because we're not using any plastic tabs or anything, so we need some extra connection protection there. And I'm gonna go ahead and cover up the rest of this because I don't need to use it. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut up a little piece here that will go right over all the exposed wires, the copper wire braid. And this will keep it fired. So that's the negative, that's a positive terminal. I did the same thing. Let me show you the bottom of it. So the bottom, I already did it. I just covered up the, so look at it like this. You got negative terminal of the battery, right? Plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, blah, 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 all the way to the positive terminal. And for the bottom, you see I've used 3 copper braids to connect this pair to here, this pair to here, this pair to here. Right? So it's all ready to go. The bottom is all covered up. I just have all the balance leads covered up. And I'm going to go ahead and cover up the last 2 balance leads. You know, like you're working on something and some of this solder falls out and you forget to cover the balance wires and boom, it shorts it. See, I have a little piece of solder there. I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of this piece of paper. I don't need it. Okay, so that's looking really good. I am pretty much done because I've got, let's actually go ahead and name it also. I forgot to, you should have done this first. So battery number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7, number 8, number 9, number 10, number 11, number 12. So when we connect the balance wires for the BMS, it's always going to be, the first one is going to be a 1 plus. So 1 positive, 2 positive, all right, 3 positive, 4 positive, 5 positive, 6 positive, 7 positive, 8 positive, 9 positive, 10 positive, 11 positive, 12 positive. Now you'll notice that like 2 positive is also equal to 3 negative, or 3 positive is also equal to 4 negative. All right, so I've got all the balance points that I need. I've got the main terminals here. I just need to hook up a BMS on there now, and we are pretty much done. So yeah, looking real good. So the copper braid, I've connected the P P-series, as you can see here. And I've got everything covered up. Everything very solid. Yeah, it looks pretty good.